Hey gamers, today we're going to review Ghost Fightn Treasure Hunters. Let's check it out. Setup for the game is super simple. What you're going to pick is you're going to pick one of these colored pawns here. The red one is a girl, the rest of them are little boys. They look awesome. They all look a little bit different, and that is really cool. You'll put them at the entrance here, and then you'll put out the gems here in all the rooms marked with red letters here. Now, there are two types of ways you can play this game. There is the advanced way and the simple way. The advanced way says that you have to take these gems out in the order of the number that's on the bottom of each gem. So for instance, I couldn't remove this number 2 until I got this number 1 out the door first. But in a basic game, it wouldn't matter what the number is at the bottom of the jewel, you would just have to take them all out. And that's the goal, is to take all these out. But every time you finish your turn, you're going to roll this die, okay? And whenever you roll this die, you're going to move around the board through rooms, picking up jewels, and at the end of your turn, you're going to reveal one of these cards. And for instance, this card says L, and it shows a ghost. So what I'm going to do is take one of my little ghost figures, and I'm going to put him on the letter L. And so he goes into that room like so. So if a character was rolling a die and they moved into a room, and now let's say I rolled a 3 here. 1, 2, 3. I could go through that door into this room. But if I went 1, 2, I could pick up this jewel and that would be it. That's all I could do. Once you pick up a jewel, your movement ends. As you see, it just fits right there in the backpack. And of course, my next goal would be to, of course, get this jewel out so I could put it over to the stack there and then go back into the house. Now, what if I reach into there and there's a ghost? Well, I could still pick this up and leave the ghost there, but if I wanted to, I could also roll this die and see if I could bust that ghost. And as you see, if I rolled a green there, I would be able to get rid of that ghost. That's for a different type of ghost, and that is a loser die. So let's see if I did it. No, I missed him, but that's okay. Well, that's my turn, how it ends. Now, as you're going through here, there are different cards that are going to be putting out more ghosts in these rooms as the game goes on. And if ever one room should have 3 ghosts in them, then you remove them all and that place becomes a haunting, and you would put a little haunting token in there. And look how haunting this guy is. Whoa. And when you're in a room with a haunting, you may not leave that room. You can't even pick up a jewel either. You have to bust this guy, and that means, as you see on the die, there's only 2 sides that are red here, so it is harder to get rid of a haunting. Now, if another player comes in with you, you may leave. There must be at least one person here at all times. So another player can go and let you leave if that's the case. But if 2 players are here, you can actually roll 2 die and see if you can bust that haunting. Let's see if I do it. No, double blanks. Wow, I am on a roll of blanks here. But anyway, hauntings are really bad, and if there's 6 that come out on the board, these guys will lose. How to win the game is to make it off the board with all the jewels, either in order of their number or just all together if you're just playing the base game. Now, a few other cards that I need to tell you about. You could have cards like this. This card allows you to draw 2 more cards. This is not good. There's another guy who holds up 3 fingers. He makes you draw 3 more cards. So the hauntings can really get out of hand as the game goes on. You have other cards such as locked doors. So for instance, if I drew this one, that means all of the green doors I'd set to the side here, and that would let me know that all the green doors, as you see here, they are all locked and they can't get out of that door. The ghost hunters can't. They can go outside doors and get around it, but that's how it works. Now, if you pulled another card, this one shuts out all blue doors. What you would do is place it over the green doors. Now, green doors are unlocked, but all the blue doors are locked in the game. And if you ever pulled this card up, this is the Reshuffle card. And when you pull that, you're going to take all the cards out of the pool here and, of course, take all the door cards out. That unlocks all the cards there, unlocks all the doors there, excuse me. And then you'll shuffle this deck and then put it up here again and can continue on with your turn. Again, if the ghosts have 6 hauntings that come out on the board, you're going to lose the game. But you win the game if you can get all the jewels out in time. And that is Ghost Fightn' Treasure Hunters. All right, so since making the review, I actually got the expansion pack for it. And I just wanted to go over this very briefly. It does come with a deck of cards that look like this. They do have a lot of the letters where you would put the ghosts in those houses. With the older cards, the cards with the moon background, those you would keep separately in a separate pile, and that would be called the blue ghost pile. And this is, of course, the blue ghost here. What happens is that every time a blue ghost, when he appears, he pops up in whatever room you have him in, the blue ghost room. So you would flip over one of the regular cards over here in a separate stack, and he would go to room B. Now, the thing about the blue ghost, you can never defeat him, but he will cause hauntings. If he shows up with with 2 other ghosts, he will cause a haunting and then move on to the next room. So he's just kind of an extra pain to make the game a little bit more harder. And that's what this whole expansion does. It makes the game a whole lot harder. Other special cards that are in this deck, there's one here. The blue ghost will capture and he'll pull you into another room, and then you'll draw, of course, from the blue ghost pile, and it'll tell you what room he's going to take you in. So there's 2 of these in the deck. And then there's other things they give you in the game. They give you these trap doors. This is the only positive thing that they use to help you out. What you do is you set up these trap doors into these little rooms here, and you can activate the trap door and use it to go to any other room on the board. Now, once you use it, you take it away from the board. It disappears. And so there's only 4 that you can use in the game. And a super hard feature that they added to it is these blue crystals. If you want to make the game even harder, every time you pick up a blue crystal, it is cursed, and you have to flip it over to see what that curse is. So for instance, this one could say, hey, you must plant a haunting there. That would be awful. That's one of the worst ones there. There's one that says, hey, 2 ghosts. Put 2 ghosts down where you're at, which could cause a haunting. Or just 1 ghost. They have another one here that says, hey, you cannot fight. You cannot leave a room if there is a ghost in your area. So even if it's a green ghost, you have to fight it before you can leave. Here, you need 2 people to fight a ghost. You cannot fight ghosts on your own when you have this gem. The other one is you have to draw another ghost card this turn. So you have to draw an additional ghost card. And the last one here is a -1 on all of your movements. So all of these suck. And this just makes the game a lot harder. So if you ever wanted to lose pathetically in Ghost Fightn' Treasure Hunters, this is the expansion for you. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? Well, this does look like a game for kids, but I assure you it isn't. This is a great game, even for adults. Now, I haven't played it with my big board game group. It's only been played with my nephews, who absolutely adore the game, but I do plan on bringing it out in the next few weeks. So by the time this video posts, I'll probably have already played it with them. Now, I think the game is super smart. The game actually surprised me. There is a lot of options. This is a pandemic-like thing. You're all working together, but you're trying to keep the ghost population down while at the same time retrieving those gems from the house. Now, play it the base game, the first time through. After that, play the advanced version. It's a lot harder than you think. This game is super hard. It is a lot of fun, though. You have so much fun rolling those dice, busting them ghosts, and getting out of there with the treasure. This game is in a lot of mass market retailers. I've seen it at Target. I believe it's at Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, so it's fairly easy to pick up. And yes, I do think it's worth your time, especially if you have kids. I think kids are going to love this. Anyway, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, bust some ghosts.